Having established the foundational macro trends and the technological drivers, we now transition to the most impactful section, the jobs outlook. This analysis moves beyond qualitative trends to provide precise structural details about the global labor market shifts expected between 2025 and 2030. We will examine the absolute numbers of jobs being created and displaced, define the concept of structural churn, and then identify the specific roles projected for the highest rates of growth and decline. This section quantifies the volatility and opportunity inherent in the current transition, offering a clear view of where the workforce needs to reposition itself to meet future demand. The net outlook for the global labor market is positive, yet this figure masks a massive undercurrent of disruption. Forecast projects the creation of a substantial 170 million new jobs globally by 2030. This growth is predominantly fueled by the twin engines of the green transition and accelerating digital adoption. However, this creation is offset by the expected displacement of 92 million existing jobs, primarily through the automation of routine functions. This results in a net increase of 78 million jobs. The critical takeaway here is that while the global job count is growing, it is not a zero-sum game or simple expansion. Job growth will occur in new functions and different sectors, meaning that workers in displaced roles must be prepared to transition into new areas of the economy, underscoring the urgency for global reskilling efforts. The concept of structural churn is perhaps the most vital metric for understanding the human impact of this transition. It refers to the sheer magnitude of movement, jobs being created, and roles being eliminated. Our forecast indicates that 22% of all jobs will fundamentally change in the next 5 years. This figure is slightly lower than previous projections, suggesting some stabilization, but it remains critically high. It means that nearly 1/4 of the entire global workforce will be affected by structural shifts, either moving into entirely new job categories or having their current responsibilities dramatically redefined. This necessitates profound investments in continuous learning, career navigation, and social support systems. The 22% figure is a powerful reminder that stability is the exception and adaptation is the new normal for the global labor market. When looking at growth by percentage increase, the roles are overwhelmingly concentrated in technology and sustainability. Topping the list are AI and machine learning specialists, closely followed by sustainability specialists, which clearly reflects the primary transformation drivers identified earlier. Roles dedicated to data management, such as business intelligence analysts and data scientists, also feature prominently, highlighting the intensifying focus on data-driven decision-making across all organizations. Furthermore, information security analysts are in high demand as digital systems become more complex and integrated. Other high-growth roles include fintech engineers and renewable energy engineers. These are the highly specialized vanguard roles that are defining the new capabilities of the digital and green economy, commanding premium skills and investment. This visual presents a compelling snapshot of the world's fastest-growing jobs projected for the period 2025-2030, highlighting how rapid technological change is reshaping global labor markets. At the top of the ranking are big data specialists, with an extraordinary expected net growth of 100 net percent, underscoring the central role of data in decision making, innovation, and competitive advantage across industries. Closely following are fintech engineers at plus 95%, reflecting the continued transformation of financial services through digital payments, blockchain technologies, and algorithm driven platforms. AI and machine learning specialists, with a projected growth of 85%, further emphasize how artificial intelligence is becoming a core driver of productivity, automation, and new business models. Evolving roles such as software and applications developers and security management specialists demonstrate that as systems become more complex and interconnected, demand rises not only for builders of digital solutions but also for professionals who can protect them. The chart also highlights the growing importance of data infrastructure through roles like data warehousing specialists and data analysts and scientists, illustrating how organizations increasingly rely on robust data ecosystems rather than isolated analytics. Beyond purely digital occupations, the visual points to the expansion of technology enabled physical systems, including autonomous and electric vehicle specialists and Internet of Things specialists, signaling the convergence of software, hardware, and real world applications. Notably, UI and UX designers appear prominently, reminding us that human centered design remains essential even in highly automated environments. The inclusion of light truck or delivery services, drivers, reflects the continued growth of e-commerce and logistics, while DevOps engineers show how operational efficiency in software deployment is now a strategic priority. Importantly, the graphic also draws attention to sustainability-oriented roles such as environmental engineers and renewable energy engineers, indicating that the green transition is becoming a significant source of employment growth alongside digitalization. Accompanied by a note that global employers expect advancements in AI and robotics to be key drivers of these trends. By 2030, the visual conveys a clear message. The fastest growing jobs of the coming decade will require a blend of advanced technical skills, adaptability, and an understanding of complex systems. Overall, the chart illustrates a future labor market shaped by data, automation, security, sustainability, and human technology interaction, offering valuable insight for students, professionals, educators, and policymakers planning for the skills of tomorrow. On the opposite end of the spectrum, the roles declining the fastest are those most susceptible to technological substitution by automation and generative AI. These roles typically involve routine, highly administrative, or physical processing tasks. The list includes bank tellers, postal service clerks, data entry clerks, and various types of administrative secretaries and accounting clerks. The displacement in these areas is driven by efficiency gains as businesses leverage RPA and AI to handle high-volume, repetitive data processing. While these declines are an indicator of technological progress, they represent a serious humanitarian challenge necessitating proactive and equitable reskilling and transition planning for the large segments of the workforce affected. In this chart, we have occupations facing the steepest decline globally between 2025 and 2030, revealing that clerical, retail, legal, and creative positions are particularly vulnerable to displacement by automation and artificial intelligence. Drawing from the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report, which surveyed over 1,000 global employers representing more than 14 million workers, The analysis identifies administrative and office-based roles as facing the most severe contractions. These positions typically involve repetitive, rule-based tasks that can be efficiently automated through software and AI systems, reducing the need for human intervention. Customer-facing roles in retail and telecommunications are also experiencing significant pressure as self-service technologies and digital platforms reshape consumer interactions. The article notes that legal secretaries and graphic designers are among the creative and professional occupation confronting decline, suggesting that even specialized knowledge work is not immune to technological disruption. It is vital to distinguish between relative growth and absolute growth. While technology roles show the highest percentage increase, some foundational sectors will add the largest volume of jobs globally. Agriculture leads the pack with an estimated creation of 35 million new roles, driven by smart farming and climate adaptation. Education is another massive volume creator, focused on vocational training and higher education. Digital commerce also requires millions of roles to support the logistics and sales infrastructure. This distinction emphasizes that job creation is not solely concentrated in the high-tech sector. Major global drivers like demographic shifts necessitating education and food security necessitating agriculture still drive the largest numbers of employment opportunities. Let's explore the drivers behind the growth in the two highest volume sectors. In agriculture, the projected 35 million new farm worker roles are tied to the modernization and necessity of food production. This is driven by the implementation of smart farming technologies, vertical farming, and the crucial need to adapt global food systems to the immediate realities of climate change. The roles are changing, demanding more technological literacy, even at the fundamental level. In education, the substantial growth is focused on vocational and higher education teachers. This is a direct response to the massive, urgent need for reskilling the current global workforce, alongside the educational needs of the rapidly expanding youth populations in emerging markets. Education is the pipeline for the future workforce, making investment here a strategic necessity. The digital commerce sector remains a powerful job engine, driven by ever-increasing global access to online platforms and consumer habit shifts. This creates sustained demand for roles at both the strategic and operational levels, including e-commerce specialists, digital transformation experts, and data analysts focused on consumer behavior. Crucially, the growth of online retail necessitates a large and expanding physical logistic infrastructure, leading to extremely high demand for roles like light truck and delivery drivers. This highlights a key aspect of digital transformation. It is not purely virtual. It has tangible, real-world impacts, creating jobs that bridge the digital point of sale with the physical fulfillment and delivery economy.